My name's Tubbs.
I'm Dale.
I'm Rachel.
And today's podcast is about podcast. No, it's not. Hey, everybody. We're coming off some low energy. We drank a bunch of energy drinks, so hopefully it picks up. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Great.
Great. I think I coined a new phrase that I haven't heard anywhere else, and I already forgot it. Shit. Masculism.
What is that, Tubbs?
I don't know. We were talking about people say female problems, but you can't say male problems. Mm-hmm. It's unfair and it's sexist. I'm having male problems.
Right to your congressman?
I'm writing to my representatives. Post haste to solve this problem. I know words. Wasn't that in a book? Where a kid did... Oh, shit. Well, before Dale hit record, I was talking about painful boners. Well, I used to, sometimes when you wear boxers...
Oh my god, we're talking about men problems?
Yeah, we are. Masculism. Hashtag masculism. And you have boxers and you get an erection, it pushes up against the zipper, and zipper being cold metal with teeth designed to stay closed really hurts a sensitive part of your genitalia. Anyway, it was Rant by Chuck Palahniuk, where he talks about that. Yeah. It's a thing. They wrote about it in a book. Look it up.
I don't think it's a thing.
You uncultured swine. Yeah. So how are you guys doing? Dale, looking good over those clouds. What's going on?
Good.
Great. Rachel,
Yo,
how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
That is good to hear.
Yeah, life's good. Headed in a good direction.
I'm still tired after last week's breakfast.
Yeah.
I like what you did there.
Clever.
It was very clever. Well, today we have some topics that we were talking about, but not too much, as to save it for the podcast so you guys can enjoy it. And because we need validation. We don't, just me. So far we have two that we really want to talk about, and maybe a third. Pick a number between 1 and 2.
1.5.
There is no numbers between... No, damn it, you were right. Pick 1 or 2.
1.
1.
I feel like I should have said 2. But 1.
You can change your answer once.
1.
1. Okay. Friends' influences on you. We were listening to some interesting music that Dale brought up because Dale's a music aficionado. And Rachel said a phrase that... Or Rachel said something to him that kind of struck me. I was like, I'm going to write that down as a topic. Surprise these two cats with it.
I said that I wouldn't go looking for that type of music, but because I'm friends with Dale, it introduces me.
Yeah.
He exposes. I don't know. He introduces me to new music that I normally wouldn't listen to, and I think it's awesome that if you have friends like that can do that for you. And plus, I also want to be introduced to new things, so well, I think that's a difference.
Well, I'll bring this up on our next topic because that was something that I want to talk about there. But I get introduced in a lot of stuff. Like, I wouldn't have the appreciation I do for special effects and makeup if I didn't know Dale. Because, like, I don't really look it up myself, but Dale follows somebody or I'll find something interesting I see and I'll start following that person on Instagram or on the YouTubes. And I've noticed now that when I watch movies, I have a different appreciation for when I see a character that's done with practical aesthetics or practical effects. And I'm like, that's pretty fucking badass. And then the few videos I have seen or the little bit I do know about the stuff is a lot more interesting to me because I'm like, yeah, somebody had to do that, and that's not... It was a 15-second part of the movie, but it was probably months worth of work for some people. And I think that's really cool.
I think... Oh, go ahead.
No, let's say, yeah, Dale introduced me to that stuff. So.
Yeah. Anybody that has been close to me in my life, they've always introduced me to new things. Like, I have a ex-girlfriend who has birds, and when I was with her, I helped her raise the birds, and so that was a new thing for me. And I have a different appreciation for tropical birds or exotic birds. And what?
I don't.
Oh, and then
I think I told you that one.
and then your sister likes snakes,
Mm-hmm.
and not that I didn't hate snakes, but
Dale's sister and my sisters do not like snakes.
oh yeah, but it's introduced a new appreciation for them, and not that I would have one.
I'm gonna start getting tarantulas.
Oh, tarantulas I don't mind.
If snakes had arms and little fingers, I think I would like them.
Like lizards?
Yeah.
But you don't like that they crawl.
I don't have anything really against snakes. They're just, for me personally, as a pet, kind of boring.
Well, that's like when Rachel.
I can understand why people like them, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. The things I like about animals, snakes don't have. Snakes are lacking.
I was telling Rachel when she told me she had birds, I'm like, you're going to find this really fucked up. Because she was trying to show me birds. I was like, I'm not really interested. And I checked them out or anything, but she was just like, oh, this is... I was like, no, I'm good. Why? Because you're taking an animal whose absolute beauty is the fact that it can fly free and you're putting it in a cage, and that does not do anything for me. I'm sorry.
Well, no, that was one. It was one aspect that I didn't appreciate. It's in.
I know it sounds fucked up, but that's always my thought process of birds. Like this, look at this parrot. It's a beautiful creature of the
Yeah,
Amazon, and
no.
you have it in a
I-
3x6 cage.
Well, no, and you're not wrong for that, because that's the other aspect of that I had a hard time with, because I'm like, this thing was meant to fly around, be free, and you put it in a cage. I'm like, but it's also like people that kennel their dogs. I'm like, I don't agree with that, because to me it's not a natural thing. Even though humans, I think, say that they know what's best, and they don't always. But anyways,
Whoa. Kind of a heavy one there.
well, and plus at the same time, I have a cat, and I don't let him go outside, but I also don't want him to kill the neighbor's chickens, and I don't want to deal with that. So it's like, hey, so you're staying inside.
He'll stop going over there.
No, he doesn't learn. He does not care.
Yeah, he does.
He looks at me and says, 0 fucks given.
No,
And-
I'm a hypocrite too, because I own dogs, and I know dogs are bred and blah, 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 to be in our house and all that. And part of me is like, it'd be cool if you were free. The other part of me is like, but you're mine, and you can stay here with me because I love you forever.
Yeah.
Because I'm a piece of shit. But my dogs don't. My dogs have kennels in the house. And, like, the big...
Mm-hmm.
You've seen them. So they go in there. Like, at first I was like, I'm only going to keep these things for a year and a half till they're old enough not to fuck up the house. And then when they stopped fucking up the house or getting in trouble because they'd get put in the kennel and the door would get closed, they just go in there and go to sleep, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't want to take your house away. Which I don't think they fucking need it. Just shove them in a room, tell them to shut up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's that. So, I mean, I'm full of shit, too. We have chickens. Chickens are supposed to be free, I think. If God wanted chickens not to get eaten, they should have taught them to fight better.
I don't think they're naturally adventurous animals.
That's like cows.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I saw a video of a chicken on a paddleboard cruising down a river.
I'm pretty sure that's not natural.
I've seen Moana too. So I've seen Moana too. Just joking. No, I haven't, but I know just taking it. But yeah, the cat. Somebody gave me my cat. I was like, oh, I want a cat. Fuck yeah. So I treated her like a dog. Get your ass in here. No, like, get in here.
Yeah, that's what I do with my cat. I treat him like a dog. You probably wouldn't know what to do if you saw another cat. Fuck's this?
I'll bring my cat over. They'll hate each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think my cat's been around other cats.
No, my cat hasn't. Smelled other cats, but never.
Oh no, April brought her cat over when we got married.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, introducing people to things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like, oh no, that was the Dale. I said the Dale thing about special effects, and there's a lot of intricacies in sculpting that now I pay attention to, and that from both of your fronts, like I know Dale's an artist on canvas, but I know you to do a lot more than Dale. Not saying that Rachel does it any more than Dale, just I maybe was around you more when you were doing it, so.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm not like an art critic or anything, but now when I see art, I'm like, that's because there's a bunch of different reasons how and why people paint. Like I've noticed some paintings are very basic in their overall look.
My tulies.
What? Your tulies? Those are trees. No, basically in the overall look, but that particular artist is fucking a boss when it comes to mixing paint colors.
Mm-hmm.
And what makes it crazy is that they use like 58 paint colors to get this one color that looks exactly this tint. And I mean, there's also other artists that are very technical in the way they draw, and this has to be like this, and this has to be like this, and the paint colors aren't necessarily lacking, but it's not the reason the painting exists. It's a, I don't want to say an afterthought, but it's a flourish as opposed to the reason it's there.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that I know my opinions on that have been changed because I've hung out with because I've been around or talked to you about painting and how you paint and how other people paint compared to you. So now when I look at certain art, I'm like, oh, this is what's important in this,
Mm-hmm.
or this is what they were doing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's how my friends influence me.
Mm-hmm.
Also, now I drink a lot, but it's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can add in, it's all our podcast. It's just mine.
Please tell us more.
Please tell me more about me. Well,
I agree. I'm a pretty great friend to have. No, it's good.
High five.
yeah, even with the woodworking stuff, with some of the stuff I've talked to Dale about, just it's little stuff you pick up along the way, and I see it the same way I see music. Because there's a ton of music me and Dale have talked about, and some of them I'm not interested in, and I wouldn't look it up, and I don't want to listen to it. But when Dale explains either a part of the song or something about the artist, I'm like, oh, that makes it more interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool. And there's some stuff I'm like, no, it's just not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, with art, like we were talking about, we'd never been to an art show. I was like, yeah, we should totally go to an art show, just so I can see. Because I think me and Dale went to one, but it was more of like a graphic art print type situation. That lady that was selling the prints, she drew stuff, and they remade them as prints, and they were serialized, and then she'd sell so many of them. He was in Hawaii.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't really an art show. It was just, this is the kind of stuff she does, and you can buy it. So, I mean, it'd be interesting to go to an art show and see what your perspective on stuff is.
Well, guess what we're gonna do next month? Find an art show. Yeah.
Word digs it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How do your friends influence you, Dale?
I don't know. I mean, maybe that makes me bad friend, but I don't.
It's not news around here, but go on.
Oh,
I'm joking.
but
Aw, you're a friend.
you're a.
You
Friend.
cook me dinner.
You're an agreeable friend.
I don't know if there's necessarily specific things that I would pick out. Maybe, but
I know you'd be eating a lot more pineapple on your pizza if it weren't for me.
this is true. You're a bad influence.
No pressure.
Not to put you on the spot, but spot.
I don't know. It's more of, for me, I guess with my friends, it's more of a personality type thing that I appreciate about my friends, because I kind of like, though I think I do have a lot of patience in general in my personality, I don't have patience for stupid people. And I'm not saying
That's not true. I hang out here a lot.
no, I'm not saying like intellectually or book smart. I'm just saying people that just say stupid stuff
Pointless
all the
people?
time. Huh?
Pointless people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Small talk people.
Yes, thank you. I like that my friends can finish my sentences for me.
Boom. Happened.
Help me with my point. But that's kind of what I'm talking about, is that friends that I can
Have
I don't really want to say intellectually, but I guess that's kind of the word.
No small talk.
Yeah, basically, have meaningful conversations with, and I know with you guys, it's like we're doing this podcast because obviously we can actually hold conversations about stuff, and I appreciate that.
Not well, but maybe an equal amount.
I wasn't setting any standards.
Okay, fair enough.
Bar's low.
Yeah.
Scraping the bottom of that barrel. Rachel?
What?
I think she started it off.
Same question, did you?
Yeah, because I was talking about the music thing, but
Oh.
I can elaborate
No.
because
too much.
I overthink, so I can keep going on this.
Elaborate away.
Same still, like the personalities. I like people that are unique because I can learn from them. The art, the whole sculpting thing, I never. I look at sculpting different now. As far as like watching Dale and stuff, not to say that, oh, he does it, I can do it, but
Basically, though, if you can.
I'm sure you could.
it's just giving me a different perspective on sculpting. It's like when I was starting out with painting, I was watching a bunch of different people, how they paint, their techniques, and then eventually, like, that exposure to different things helped me to figure out what I want to do or how, my technique about it, and so it just helped me to see things differently, and like with your sister and her masks, that it gives me a different appreciation for what she does, and how her technique on doing it, and so yeah, it's always something to learn from somebody, whether it's from their personality or what they do in their everyday life, or
That's beautiful.
somebody being a jackass on the road.
Yeah.
There's always something to learn from somebody.
You
It's
remember
just
that
a
one
matter of
time on the way here I almost killed us by ramming
You
that
know
car?
what? So speaking of that one time, following people, yesterday or sometime earlier this week, if you wouldn't have hit your brakes at the intersection of where I'm supposed to turn at my house, I would have drove past it. It was weird. I was following you down 24th and you hit your brakes, and I was like, oh shit, I need to turn here.
Well, in
Like,
your defense,
you
you
have-
just moved there.
You have your own home. Go there.
And I kind of thought that's why you hit your brakes, because I thought maybe you were looking out for me because you're a good friend like that, but now I figure out that's not why.
I'll take credit for it, though. I'll
The
fucking say.
good friend thing had nothing to do with it.
I didn't even know you were behind me.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, cool, he's giving me a reminder. I'm like, duh, I gotta turn here.
Did I do a quick double tap?
Yeah.
Then it was a hey, bye.
Oh,
If it's a quick double, if it's like a break,
yeah.
then I was probably
No, it
waiting
was a
for
good,
something.
thank you for telling me goodbye, because, and then I almost got, hit by a car.
You're not good at driving.
No, it wasn't me. I got to the turning lane at the very last minute. But this lady decides to pull out into the intersection. And I was like, what the fuck? Oh my God, this is a stressful drive home. But anyways, back to the topic. I wanted to say thank you for doing that.
Word. I do the double tap on the brakes, like bye, or the headlights, or I wave, or a double beep. But I beep as fast as I double tap or wave.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yay, and I wave really quickly. Very fast jerking motions.
Mm-hmm.
No, on the way here, there was a car, and we were talking, and I was paying attention to the road, and I don't know why, for some fucking reason, you know the some cars have the reflector red lights at the bottom, so your lights make them.
Yeah.
I was looking at those thinking the car was way down there, and I was talking to Rich, and I was like, that car's a light. I hit the brakes because you heard me gun it.
Yeah,
And I was like,
also
oh
he
shit, that's a
goes.
lot closer. I thought it was. She's like, I thought you were going to pass him. I was like, well, I'm going to now.
Yeah, because he guns it, and I'm like, oh, there must be a car coming up. He needs to get in the other lane real quick. And nope, there was no car.
I don't
like,
know
oh,
what
fuck.
it was in my head, but I remember the taillights being like that and seeing little dots, so I was like, oh, they're fucking out there. So I just
And
gunned
they're
it, and I was
right
like,
here.
oh shit, when I gonna make it?
So much for the pancakes.
Clear my bowels history. But yeah, times you die, you know. Fuck it. Bring it on. We all die anyway. Die doing what you love. All right. You guys ready to go to the next topic? You all done? You satisfied?
I think so.
You satisfied?
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
I was
I could probably
supposed to look at
go on
Rachel, but
about
I
it.
scared you. No, we'll go on. It's
We can
podcast.
always go on.
No, I'm good.
Oh,
That's
go
one thing
on.
I'm trying to
I'm
trying to
work on you finishing one so we don't do beliefs 8 or 5 fucking times
Yeah.
during the next 7 podcasts.
Yep.
So guys, beliefs. Let me elaborate. I don't wanna. I wanna go home.
I don't believe anymore.
I don't believe in shit now. Start going to church, so I stop coming here. Just joking. You don't want to elaborate?
On
Or
what?
you're working on what?
Oh, what I'm working on? I don't remember anymore. Fuck.
Okay. All right. Well, with the rise in Dale's fame as to his artwork, a topic was people liking your current work as opposed to stuff you did before,
Well,
or
no.
what you're working.
You're wrong.
The question was more.
It's weird because I felt like I was fucking asking it. But go on. I'm joking.
Well, no.
Jesus.
My inquiry in the topic
Grab my junk.
was I just wanted to understand, I guess, because when it comes to stuff, I usually want to understand the psychology of people's what's the point of view of things and the way they see things. And I wondered how come when people find out somebody else can do something, whether it's painting or sculpting in my case, or play music, or they always want to know if they can play something or do something that's already known and popular. Like when I play guitar, everybody, well, not everybody, but most people will say, "Oh, do you know this song? Or do you know this song? Do you know this
Sure to
song?"
heaven.
Yeah, and
God damn you.
when, like, the biggest questions I always get, like on Instagram or Facebook, is, "Ooh, can you sculpt me Wolverine, or can you sculpt me something?" Like all these things that are all famous and well known, and I wonder how come people are more, why they're so drawn to get artists to. I feel like I'm rambling, but I'm trying to spit it out.
I feel like from what I understand, you're trying to say.
Am I making my point?
I think from what I understand, it's why are you in a rush to get why are you in a rush to have something original that everybody's going to recognize as opposed to having something original that's an original idea? You know what I mean? Like, why do you want? You know what I mean? Like,
I see where he's come from and I see where you're coming from, but I think he's more from like when somebody. Oh fuck! My brain checked out.
no, I'm glad you shut me up, Rachel. No, please go on.
No, I had an awesome point.
Well,
Did you? Did
Yeah, I
you?
did,
'Cause
but-
evidence to the contrary.
It's kind of hard to verbally explain. It's more something you experience as an artist.
Is it like
It's-
peeing your pants? Everybody could see it, but only you could feel it. I was gonna say that when you said friendship, and I missed my shot. Had to blow that load before I fucking. From what I understand, maybe I wasn't elaborating.
In your
the way I
perspective?
should've. In my opinion, it's why are you in a rush to get somebody that something that's already. Maybe it's a cynical point of view from my thinking of saying like, I want you to make something that I have an original of, but that everybody will know what it is, as opposed to something that's a sculpture. Maybe it's just me viewing it, because when I have something, I'm like I told you, I think certain ideas are really cool, and I think it'd be really awesome to see that in this way. But that would be something like I would commission to say, hey, a sculptor that does this, can you do this? But looking at like the Kraken's well known. Dale didn't just come up with the Kraken. He liked the Kraken, he sculpted it the way he wanted to. I think the Kraken's awesome. But there's also like the troll. The troll that I kept calling an orc. Or is it an orc that I kept calling a troll?
It's kind of the same thing.
One or the other. I kept calling it the wrong thing.
I actually call it like a troll orc goblin thing, whatever.
But like that, or the alien dude with the broken mask and stuff like that. Did they come from inspiration? Probably. They were inspired by something, but they were his version of them. Whereas I would think like, hey, you made this. Can you make me this? Which is honestly like, which in a way I think is a compliment because it's saying, can you make this in your style? Because I like your style. Can you make me a Wolverine in your style? But at the same time, it's like, can you make something that's going to be easily recognized so I can show it to people?
Yeah.
Like that's why I think it's really cool because you've done some weird stuff, and it's just this is from a comic book that's not really well known that only did a limited run, and I really want this character. Can you do that?
Mm-hmm.
That's something different, and interesting. Or can you make me an anime chick with big boobs? If you start talking and don't finish the idea, Rachel, I swear to God.
No. I was. Do you see it from? Maybe they can't. They've been looking for an artist to do that for them, and then they see that you do it, and it's
I think sometimes that's probably the case. But
do you feel like you're just being used?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, which is okay because I'm trying to provide a service for things, but I guess I want to understand why people want to see the same things over and over and over, and they're not so accepting of new things that they don't have.
You're not like a sculpting bending machine.
Yeah, I'm not a 3D printer.
Yeah. 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 It makes sense because that's happened to me in the woodworking.
But no, I don't hate people or fault them for it. I just want to understand the psychology behind it. Like, why do they have such a connection to something that was in a movie, which was somebody's original idea, just like something else an artist did was an original idea. Why is... I don't know. Maybe it's a dumb question.
I think some of it could be that they've never seen it in that medium. Because there's some stuff that I'd like to see. One where, like, when people say, this should be a book.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, you liked it. Of course, this book should be a movie. Yeah, you liked the book. Why wouldn't you want it to be a movie? But some books shouldn't be movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that it's something... And I think that's why I say I think it's a compliment to you, is because like the amount of detail you paid to this, you should make something like this because this is something that I can. Maybe it's their way of connecting. Like this is something I connect with. Maybe.
Yeah, okay, you're
Rach
kind of
just
getting
snapped
the
her
point.
fingers.
No, you're kind of. We're getting
You don't
on
get to build off
kind
my
of getting on the
Don't
same
build
page.
off my shit.
I'm going to. You're gonna like it.
Yeah.
They do have a connection to that thing. Like maybe it was something that a memory in their life. I don't know. They went and saw a Wolverine movie with their dad or something, and their dad ended up dying. Something.
Everybody's dad's gonna die.
Yeah.
Go on.
Everybody dies. I know. Anyways, but then they see you and they like what you do, and they're like, oh, maybe they could do this for me because I can't do it.
See, I still think that would be a smaller, isolated motivation.
Or they think you're cheaper.
That too.
Or they look at it and go, "That would look cool in my house. Can you make me this?"
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's like when we were talking about in some of the first episodes. When people are like, "Oh, you fix furniture?" No, I refinished some stuff that I like.
Yeah.
Well, my couch is doing this. Can you fix that? I can. It's going to cost more than your couch is worth. Well, it's just one broken board. It's one broken board in the middle of the fucking couch. You got to take it apart to get to it. Well, boards aren't that expensive. You're absolutely right. Go buy a board and put it in. Don't tear up the fabric when you take it apart because you have to sew it back on. Well, that's hard. Yeah, that's why you pay people money to fix shit like that. And that's why they charge you so much. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Well, we had one lady who wanted us to build a entertainment center, and it was just a box,
Yeah.
basically, is what it was. And she wanted a fairy light, also incorporated in it to act like a nightlight. And but because we wanted to make it sturdy and there's little kids around and stuff, we were not going to just get some plywood and slap it together and there you go. And so we told her the estimate, and she's like, "Oh, that's way too much." And I'm like, "Okay, just out of curiosity, like, how much were you thinking to spend?" She goes, "Oh, like $30." I'm like, "Yeah, no, we can't." And even if trying to find
an entertainment, what size is this entertainment center?
Oh, excuse me.
Stop making out with your fucking hand and answer the question. This isn't junior high.
It was pretty big size, but she wanted the TV just to sit on it. But I don't know. It was her idea of it. I think she was just thinking you just get some plywood and slap it together.
Well, that's because I know that thought process because I've had that thought process. Mm-hmm. And it shut you up completely.
Well, I also think too, like, there are maybe some people out there that when they see somebody that's kind of like, it's a little bit more easily accessible as far as them being able to do something for you, and that maybe I wouldn't say there's a huge percentage, but there's a small percentage of people who think that they can. Well, I don't think it's going to cost much, so they can talk to the person more about the price and maybe try to barter down the price in person versus somebody who's maybe a little bit more established and setting their prices, who's very well known, and you can't haggle with their prices. I don't know. I think it's a mix.
$30 for entertainment centers.
You can't even go to Walmart and get one for $30.
Well, in my mind, I've had that thought process, and a lot of the stuff I've done because how much is this going to cost this much? Well, what does it entail? And I'll look it up. Like that doesn't warrant me doing it. Like an oil change isn't hard to do, but when you've been working a shitload of hours, it's worth it to just go drop it off somewhere and ask me to do an oil change.
I'm sorry, I just thought of another topic. Anyways, go ahead.
But that stuff's worth it to do in my head because it's not that difficult. Mm-hmm. So when somebody says to me, well, like the situation and it was a couch that was broken. It's an actual story. Well, it's just the back. Yeah, I have to cut it open and make it look like I didn't cut it open. That's a lot of fucking work. Well, it can't be more than like $30 worth of materials. It's like 5 or 6 days worth of work, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's only $30 worth of work. You're absolutely right. The part that goes on the end of the fuel tank that actually measures your shit for fuel, they don't even sell it individually because since you have to take everything apart, you have to buy the entire fucking fuel pump. Mm-hmm. That's how hard that part is to get to. If it's only a $30 part, why doesn't anybody just buy one and drop one in?
Yeah.
Because it takes fucking 3 hours to get to the piece of shit. And at $90 an hour, it's $300 to fucking put it in. Mm-hmm. Well, it's only a $30 part. Fine, here's the part, you put it in.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how to do that. That's why you're paying somebody that does.
Exactly. And
that mentality, that's why, like, I'll look into it. Like, you know what? I don't know how to do that. And I'm not going to guarantee the work I do on my own stuff, so I'd rather you do it. Mm-hmm. And I think I've talked about the people working on my stuff. I don't like friends working on my vehicles. And it's nothing against my friends. It's just if I go to a mechanic and mechanic fucks me, the mechanic has to fix it before I leave a shop. If you fuck me, I'm asked out of whatever money it costs to fix what you messed up. Mm-hmm. And no offense, long term I think it's cheaper to go to a mechanic. Yeah. And when people have that, like, well, it shouldn't be that much. Okay, well, you do it. Well, I don't know how to. That's why you're paying somebody that does know how to.
Yeah. Are we kind of getting away from what your
doesn't matter.
intention of your question?
It doesn't matter. No. Dale left us a while ago. He doesn't know.
Have we kind of maybe helped answer?
Oh, I don't think we answered at all. Not even close.
No. But it's okay.
Different perspective.
No, that's where my my thinking pops in. You said you had another.
Oh.
That's where my thinking pops in because on the topic you were talking
maybe
about.
Maybe all of our answers are the right answer.
They're not. Don't be that guy.
Well, maybe there isn't only one answer for it.
No. Well, I was thinking when you brought it up initially, I was thinking of music. Like there are sometimes I like a type of music, or I like, or maybe the way I interpreted your question was that I like certain artists at certain stages of their music. And there are some artists that I like in the earlier stages, in the middle, towards the end, all around.
But think of your favorite bands. Do you want to hear them play the best Rolling Stones songs? Or do you want to hear their
I
music?
like 311's version of Dire Maker.
Yeah, but do you want to hear 311 play all of everybody else's songs? I mean, you like 311 because they're 311.
Yeah.
I guess that's... You know what I mean?
Kinda. Because I appreciate the band because I appreciate the band. I think it's awesome that they did covers of songs. I don't know that I would say I only want to hear covers because some band like actually a perfect example, Iron Horse. Iron Horse does the bluegrass covers of metal bands like Ozzy Osbourne, and they cover Goo Goo Dolls. I like hearing those because it's a different interpretation of a song I really like. I don't know that I've listened to too much of Iron Horse's original music. That's I think exactly the situation you're talking about. I appreciate more that they did covers of stuff.
Maybe it's just the type of person I am, because I would want to hear Iron Horse's original.
Oh no,
stuff.
I have heard them,
Really?
but I like their covers of songs I already know. I also listen to bluegrass music. It's not like that's the only bluegrass music I listen to, but there's bluegrass music I listen to because I like their bluegrass music. And I'm sure they've done covers, but I either don't notice them or don't know them or haven't really heard them. But I like listening to new music. I like hearing, experiencing different music. And there's some music that I'm like, I'm buying that. And there's some music that I'm like, oh, I don't hate it, but I'm not in a rush to spend money on it. And I think, to me, that's one of the things that, like, I still purchase iTunes songs. And it's my little not vote for music. Like, am I willing to pay money to listen to this song? Yes, I am. And there's independent artists that people are like, why don't you buy more of their music? Maybe I don't like their music. It's nothing wrong with not liking their music. They're not making music for me. It's just not I don't like them. And there's nothing wrong with supporting local bands or supporting the types. That's great. But I've never liked that answer. And people have told me that before that promote music locally. Well, listen to local bands. Why? Well, if you like music, that's not a good fucking answer. Making me feel like a piece of shit to go to the shit you promote is not the fucking way to get people to go to the shit you promote. Well, if you like this kind of music, we'll bring more music if people go. I don't care. I'm not going to suffer through fucking 5 years of listening to music I don't like on the off chance that maybe a band I do like will come here. I can purchase their music electronically and listen to it whenever I want to. I'd rather do that. But again, there's also music I listen to I've never heard before. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. One of the bands I use as examples is Daniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats. I think they did a cover song, but I like them and their Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, and more than I like Nathaniel Rateliff by himself. I don't hate his music. I think I don't think I've bought any of his music, but I know that I have listened to it. There's another one. But yeah, there's some music I listen to, like, this is something I like, so I'm going to buy it. And it doesn't have to have a reason, just I like it. And sometimes I'll go through a band or something I'm listening to a lot and look up their influences. And sometimes we have stuff in common, because I've done it a lot when I started listening to music. So now it's a lot more. I've listened to a lot more of those people's music, and as I get older, the people that make music are around my age. So when I look up their influences, I know a lot of those bands. I'm like, oh, that's probably why I like them, because we have the same music that we like in common. But I'm not making an excuse for the people that think that way. I'm just saying I think I kind of understand it, and that, like, because for example, you made the Pennywise sculpture. What if without knowing it, all you did was make sculptures of movie characters?
I wouldn't like that.
No. I'm not saying what if you did that. I'm saying as a person that's never seen any of your work, all you do is movie characters. Then a suggestion like, you should make Wolverine would make more sense, because all you do is recreate movie characters.
So do you think that's a lack of imagination on the consumer's part?
Maybe lack of knowledge. Because one of the things I brought up was, what if somebody saw the video and has never seen any other of your work and just assumes, he recreates movie characters and they said you should make this, not realizing that it's just because there's been bands I listen to and I'm like, I fucking love this song, and then I'll buy the whole album and that's the one song they did different than the entire fucking album. maybe that's how they see it. Like, you should do this. I don't really do that. Well, you did Pennywise. Like, how many sculptures have you done? Well over 40, 50,
Makes me wonder.
60?
Yeah. I guess. I don't know.
I think Pennywise is probably the bigger one that you made based on a movie that was like, I'm gonna make this off a movie, legitly off of this movie specifically.
Yeah.
That's the one you did differently.
Yeah.
So I mean that could be that could be in my opinion where that comes from is, oh, maybe this is what he does. You should do this. I'm not doing that. I don't do that. Oh, okay.
I guess maybe it's an insecurity for myself as an artist, is I don't want that to be the only thing that I get known for, is doing something that's already been done.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else made a sculpture of it. Like yours? No.
Not like mine, no, but
They liked yours.
I don't know.
I'm trying to shower you insecurity. Not shower your insecurity, shower you insecurity.
What?
That sounds dirty. Take a shower. All right, Rachel, you jumped up like 4 times.
Well, you said something earlier that reminded me of a situation that I've said this before in
You're gonna break it.
sorry, in a previous podcast, but when I told somebody I make cutting boards, they were like, "Oh, you should make a checkerboard cutting board," and I'm like,
Cool original idea, bro.
I'm like, why? Like, I'm good. Like, no, it was like, I don't want to, but if the customer wants me to, I will. No, you should do it. And I'm like, fucking shut up.
And then you made Dale one.
Well, that's because he wanted to. And it went along with his kitchen theme, so it made sense to. But just
I don't think I actually asked for checkerboard though. That was your idea.
yeah, it was.
You're like, it's kind of
Yeah.
ugly.
You said it was the first one you did like that too, right?
Yeah.
End grade.
Yeah, but it's not my thing to go out and be like, well, I'm just gonna make a checkerboard today because it's cool. And I'm like, no, because everybody and their fucking dog makes a checkerboard, cutting board. I'm not. It's not a random thing that.
Oh, I've never seen one before.
Oh.
I love it.
Yeah.
I still love it.
Well, it looks good in the kitchen.
She's
Because,
like, as far as cutting boards, old news.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that painting. I got the inspiration from your painting that you did. That's in your kitchen, and you caught the cat.
What?
Awesome.
You get her a lot closer. This looks way cooler. You can see the eyes.
So I understand your frustration on that, but I think you could either give in to those people and be like, oh yeah, fuck it, whatever, I'll just make whatever you want, or you can say, that's a cool idea, but I like to stick with these things, more original ideas. And I don't know.
Interesting.
Rachel
Yeah.
came with a
Stay
remedy
true.
for it too.
Stay
was
true
just
to
trying to-
yourself.
Yeah.
Don't
do that. Open yourself up.
don't
shock
make
yourself.
don't make cutting boards all the time.
I want to make a checker cutting board one day. Watch
Redwood
it.
and cedar.
Dude, I want to do one herringbone. Like,
Dude,
take,
you
take
keep
the,
talking about it.
Yeah, take it the 0.75 just slats,
Yeah.
and then turn them on
Three-quarter.
end and cut them to make it an end grade board.
Yeah.
And then just cut them like that thick, and then make it out of walnut, maple, and maple's really white, right?
Mm-hmm.
What am I thinking? Yeah, okay, maple, or birch. Ooh, walnut, birch, and mahogany.
Birch is softer.
Give a fuck.
Have you ever thought about making like one of a kind chessboards with pieces? You carve all the pieces.
You know what? Actually, I kind of have. I have
Have you
an
seen the
idea.
prices some people pay for
Mhm.
chessboards?
I have an idea.
You go to Mexico and get metal or rock ones, like $60. Onyx.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when I get more into the wood sculpture,
Mm.
I will. I want to make some. I have a bunch of ideas for the
You
wood
didn't have to make
sculpture.
a checkerboard with Steel Dale's cutting board. Hello.
I
done.
kind of do need a steel heel so I could take some pictures one day, but he
Too bad
keeps
Dale
it in
don't like
pristine condition.
Too bad Dale's not like a photographer or anything.
Huh?
Too bad Dale's not like a photographer or anything.
I have a light room set up.
Ooh.
Dale has lights in his room
No,
a setup. Those are 3 words you said.
no, actually, you know what? I should bring it over.
Yeah.
The light box setup that I have.
That seems like a lot of work.
The different lights. Yeah, yeah. It fucking hurts when he falls on your head too from the cat. Fuck. fucking
Go on.
This is going downhill so fast.
Damn it.
Rachel's like, yeah, we can do this. Fucking piece of shit cat. So mad.
Oh. That was a bad night.
When?
So when I was at my apartment, I was taking a picture of a cutting board, and I had the overhead light set up, and it's on a tripod, and the arm extends out. Bo can't help himself, and he has to sit there and fuck with cords and shit. And the head, the light, where the light bulb screws into, I don't know, the head. We'll call it the head. So the counterbalance wasn't all that great. So when he was fucking around with the cord, I was looking down at my phone to see if it was a decent shot. And all of a sudden, I see something coming towards me, and I'm like, oh, fucking no. And I'm like, oh, my God. I just looked at him, I was like, fucking and I was like, I was telling myself internally, I'm like, just go to the bedroom, just shut the door. Just go to the bedroom, shut the door, get away from him.
And he was just looking at you like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's what he was like, what's wrong? And so I just went in the bedroom, I shut the door, I sat in my bed, I'm like, did a little Lamaze breathing. And
She's like, long story short, Bo 2 is good to go.
and I came out, and he's still, like, he was standing by the door, like, what was the problem?
Like, why'd you let shit hit you in the head? Don't do that.
Yeah, I was...
I got reflexes.
That fucking hurt. Fucking hurt. And I thought I had blood running down my side of my face, and I went and looked in the mirror, and...
I would have bit the cat. Like, every
That'll
time I
teach
get hit in the head,
No.
you go to pain.
Oh, I was so pissed. So every time after that, I was very paranoid about taking photos with the stupid lights. Like, God damn it.
The light turns on, and just like, okay.
Yeah.
I can't go to movie theaters anymore.
Well, and that's another reason why I'm kind of like hesitant to put shit in my house, like on the counters and stuff.
Yeah.
Because he likes to fuck with things, and I'm like,
You ever
God, this is
think of
why I
beating your
can't have
cat?
nice things.
You
What?
ever think of beating your cat?
I don't do that.
No, you should.
I even squirt him with water, and he's like, water, thanks.
My cats are a reason there's a lot of things I don't have in my house that I want.
I'm not gonna have anything. Like the whiskey display that I want to have, I'm gonna have to strap the whiskey bottles down with leather or something.
Epoxy them.
Yeah. But I don't know.
You gotta show your cat you're in charge.
They don't get that.
Yeah, no. He once again zero
It's
fucks.
conditioning. Like, my cat does this thing to everybody when they walk by. She's like, and she scratches them. I'm like, bitch, you better quit. And I walk by her and she'll do it and I go, quack. She's like, huh. I'm like, yeah, I didn't like that either, so I guess we're even, right? And my wife laughs about it because it's not like I beat the shit out of her, but I like swat her. She's like, why would you do that? I'm like, I don't know, you did it. So after a while, now I walk by her and she's like, fucking right you are.
Well,
Because like I don't like it, and people like my niece has some issues with her dog, and she's like, I don't want to be mean to the dog, and I was like, what you don't understand is somebody has to be in charge, and the dog looks at it as if it's not going to be you, it might as well be me.
mm-hmm.
I think dogs kind of are a little bit better at understanding a hierarchy.
Well, cats are too, because if you beat something down enough,
That's just.
I don't beat my cat.
That's,
I don't
they'll
beat
just
my
be
cat.
afraid of you all the time. They're just
It's
trying to
just-
survive
My
at
cat ain't
that
afraid of
point.
shit. My cat ain't afraid of shit.
Well, Bo does this thing like when he wants to play, he bites, and I do not like my feet. But it drives me freaking nuts. But anyways, I'll
Future
be
relationships, if you're listening to this, no better feet.
so I'll be
Not a
sitting
bit.
somewhere, and he'll come along, and he gets this look on his face like, oh, I'm gonna bite your feet like right now, and I do this hiss at him, like I get really close to his face and I hiss at him, and he kind of does this thing like where he kind of gets back and he's looking at me like, what the fuck? And then I can see this look get back in his eyes, and he's like, oh my God, I must bite your feet like right now, I can't stop myself. And I'm like, what the fuck is your problem, dude? And he just can't help himself. So I hiss again, and he's like, what the fuck was that? And it's a stupid little game I play with him all the time. Like, dude, don't you get it? Don't like it. Stop it.
There was
My
this
si-
one thing I saw at the Tractor Supply store that's for training cats. I think they call it a cattle prod.
Yeah, it's definitely it. No, we have a yellow lab, and she had this thing where she kept biting people. Not like angry biting people, but she was a puppy. She kept opening her maw and biting people, and I was like, Grace, stop. And one day I'm chilling there, and she bit the shit out of my hand. I'm like, Grace, what are you doing? Stop. And I swatted her on the butt, and then she's like, oh, really? And she bit my hand, so I picked her up and bit her back leg. I'm like, yeah. That hurts, doesn't it? And my wife's like, you just bite the dog? Dog hasn't bit me since. Like, she ain't biting anybody anymore, so you complain about that. It's you in a rush to put your hand in her mouth. But she doesn't bite, and I was like, it's just, like, I don't like that, and you don't like that. Now, we both know that that's not something either of us like. Don't do it.
Yeah.
I'm not, like, beat the shit out of a dog. I think I hit my dog once when he opened his mom, my son. I hit him on the back leg. I don't like hitting him in the face. I don't like people touching my head. So
You don't want the bruises to show when he goes out in public.
Right. Actually, he has that big brown patch over his eye. They wouldn't show anyway.
The dogs are smart though. Dogs learn. Cats, I don't know if it's that they don't learn, but I don't think they just care at
I
all.
don't care.
No. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting in my house when I get it all set up. Just see how many nice glasses that break, and
Yeah.
I'm not getting that $200, $600 bottle of whiskey.
What?
Yeah, there was like a $3,000 one too, or $2,800.
That was a Scotch.
Oh.
But there was a
Scotch whiskey. So oh gosh.
no, it was a $1,000 bottle of whiskey. There's one on the other side. Not getting that.
Why not?
Because it'll quickly be on the floor. Not like
It's like yes. I only drink the good shit. But yeah, what were we talking about? Where do we start this train off?
Should we do next topic? Since we kind of.
I don't know.
Well, okay. So I hired this guy to haul away some shit from my house, and to also haul away some cinder block that's been at the house for a number of years. And the husband was a Mason. So
A
that
Freemason, Illuminati?
no, not that. Unfortunately. But so the shit was built to last. And I could have done it, but it's one of those situations that I don't. There are certain things in life that I will pay for because I don't want to fucking do them.
Yeah.
And
Like a moving company.
yeah, moving company, mowing the lawn. I grew up doing that. I'm good. I don't need to fucking do it here because it gets fucking hot.
Yeah.
And I'd rather be in AC. So, anyways, I hired the guy. He came and he was like, okay, $40. I'm like, no, dude. Yeah, like, you showed up with the hammer and you got to borrow my neighbor's sledgehammer. I'm like, no, this is more than you just picking up some mattresses and taking them to the dump. So I paid him more.
Yeah.
And
He's like $80.
yeah, no, that's what I ended up paying him was $80 because, for one, I didn't want to do it, so I'm gonna pay somebody to do it, and because he was gonna charge a cheap price, I thought it was well worth it, and he was a really nice guy, and I'm gonna use him on future things for like shit that I don't want to haul away because it's just gonna be paying my ass, and I'm lazy sometimes, so. But because I do in the woodworking and I appreciate quality work and somebody going above and beyond what they normally do, I totally understand paying extra for something than what somebody has quoted you. And have you guys ran into a situation like that? Because you
I'm
do
very
things.
cheap. I try to pay people less than they ask me for.
But because you do things on your own. And you understand the time and effort that goes into something. So when you feel like somebody's underpriced you, you're like, come on. You give them a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's that I feel I owe them more, but I think I feel I know what it's worth.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking specifically about yard work, I know that a lot of times they try to charge way more than
Mm-hmm.
than the work is worth. I mean, I understand they gotta haul it to the dump and everything, but I'm not gonna pay somebody $80 to pull weeds in my yard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really?
No, the yard work stuff I get because they get
I have before, and I'll never do it again.
I understand the yard work because if it's just maintenance type stuff,
Mhm.
it's going to take you like 5 minutes because I've seen how fast those guys work and
Yeah.
it doesn't take long at all. But like this guy, his job is just to haul shit away. Come up, roll up to your house,
Mm-hmm.
put the shit in his trailer, and take it to the
Roll
dump.
around random places and dump it all out.
Yeah. He's driving the tailgate down.
So what I asked him to do was more than what he advertised himself as. So I didn't mind paying the extra money for it, and he was willing to do it, and he was willing to do other things too at the house. For not like that.
He was willing
I
to
knew
do
after
other things.
as I was saying it, I was like, oh, Tubbs is gonna hop on this one. So
Apparently I'm not a
Tubbs-
dump guy though, so I didn't.
So,
I don't know. I think charge what you're worth. There's times you're not going to because you're either starting a business or you're just getting started. But I think charge what you're worth. I suck at charging people. I don't like doing stuff for people. I'm not great at it. And there's times I have for like friends and stuff. But when somebody asks me, well, how much do you charge? I overcharge.
mm-hmm.
Why? Because if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. If I don't, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
If you're going to pay me to do it, you're going to pay me enough that I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's fucked up, but I'm not really good enough, and I'm not super comfortable with the quality of my work to be selling it at that extent. And when I do it for people or help it for friends and stuff, I'll tell them, like, I'm not a professional. This is my experience thus far, so I can make it look like this. I can't make it look like what you want it to look like.
But have you, as somebody who's doing things on their own, exploring different like blacksmithing and redoing furniture and stuff, have you ever paid somebody extra because they went above and beyond, or you felt like they underpriced you?
I accidentally, with the last guy that did my yard work, and him and another guy did an absolutely awesome job. And I was like, wow, they did a really good job. I'm going to give them extra $20
Mm-hmm.
on top of what they asked. And I had just got home from work. I was tired, and he actually had to drive back out from town to come pick up the money. And I counted it out, and I was like, that doesn't seem right. So I counted it out again. I was like, there's extra $20 there, so make sure you get it. I gave it to him, and then I got back in my house, and I felt my pocket, and there was that extra $20 in my pocket. I was like, holy shit, I miscounted that and told him I gave him a tip, and I didn't. I felt really bad.
Tip, don't come to my house to do yard work.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so bad. Did you call him? Hey, could you come back for a
I
tip?
thought-
Fuck you, man. I was partying.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah. And also at the same aspect, like, because I've been doing this, I can also kind of guess when somebody is really overcharging.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I guess I'm losing it. My point.
Oh, no, I get your point. I just can't think of anything I have people do for me.
But then I also know people that will, even though they know it's a fair price, they'll still try to talk the person down. I'm like, serious? Come on now.
Yeah.
You obviously haven't tried to sell something to somebody to, like, that annoys me.
Well, that's just it. What I was saying is that mentality of like, well, it's only this. Okay, go do it. Well, you don't need me then.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to pay that, then pay that. If you don't, don't. When you ruin something that's precious to you, or when you fucking make something look terrible that you have to put in your house, that's on you. I mean, the odds of it being terrible, I'm not saying you suck at what you're going to try to do. I'm just saying if you're going to judge somebody based on, well, this is how easy it is. Well, who's being petty? The person that's charging you for the work they think is worth, or the person that's saying, I need you to come do this, but I'm going to pay you only this much? Well, come on, man.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem talking to people, but that's why I don't like working on stuff for people. Because I'm like, oh, what if I fuck it up? 1, 2. I don't want you to be calling me about when this is going to be done.
Mm-hmm.
I do it on Tubbs Happy Time.
Yeah.
You ain't paying me to care.
Deadlines.
Yeah, I don't want deadlines.
Yeah, deadlines suck.
I have 2 friends that take commissions. It's not fun.
Mm-mm.
Like, this is what I made. Do you like it? You want to buy it? Take it. Can you make me this? Probably. I'm not going to, though.
Mm-hmm.
Be $7,000. But if I were good at stuff, maybe I would sell it more or commission myself out. But I'm not. At this point in my life, I'm not.
Or would you just make the stuff and sell it?
I think I would make stuff and sell it. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's Dale sculpting in a way. Like, this is the way I see this. This is the way I think this should look. This is what I wanted to make.
Mm-hmm.
If you like it, come get it. Or I'll ship it to you.
Yeah.
But to say, like, oh, I can redo this way, I don't want to do that. That doesn't sound like fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, you do it because it's fun. I mean, because it's a
Fun.
challenge. It's challenging to yourself. You like the personal pride you get from doing something that you've never done before.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, why
Or a couple,
would you be unhappy about that?
3 commissions a year. 5.
Yeah, something like that'd be cool, but
Mm-hmm.
what's the other topic, Rachel?
That was it. That's all I.
That's all we have?
Yeah.
That's all we have?
We just got segments.
Hit up some segments, Rachel. Make up a new segment.
Oh, God.
Pressure's on. The heat is on. The heat is on.
Name a color. Any color.
Chartreuse.
Green.
Why do you like green?
I don't know. I've always liked green.
Why do you like chartreuse?
Because of Volkswagen Bugs. I've always wanted to redo something made of metal with cream, chartreuse and cream.
Mm-hmm. Okay, name an
An aminal.
Name an aminal. Okay, Susie. Giraffe.
No, I can't. Paranoid, say it.
A lizard.
Okay. Why a lizard?
Because they're cool. They're like tiny little dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. To me, lizards always have so much expression on their face, even though they don't really
That's true.
have a lot.
Is there a word you have a hard time saying? We were talking about this earlier at work.
I think there is, but I can't remember what it is because I don't say it very often.
Mm-hmm. Mine is a name. I can't say it. I have a
Which one?
hard
Say
time.
it. Say it. Remember what I taught you. What does the lion say?
My palms are sweating.
These weak arms are heavy. Is there vomit on your sweater already?
No.
Okay.
I'm serious. My hands got hot all of a sudden. Just thinking of trying to say it.
It's almost 4 o'clock.
Rory.
Wait,
Did I say it?
Yeah, you did. No problem.
I feel like I just kind of mumbled it, just make
You're
it sound like
No, Rory, you said it.
Rory.
Yeah.
See, I have to kind of say
You think about it?
yeah,
I can
really
say
hard.
pretty much everything. I have like fucking super amazing speech. I'm basically like the best at words.
Wordsmith.
Yeah, whatever. Words. Word things. Vocabulary.
Cool.
I'm good at word things. I was trying to
Is
think of a
that
big
it?
word. I don't
Do
know.
you have anything?
What? Words?
No, just a segment, something to help me out, because I feel like I'm.
No, a segment? I don't
Hey,
know. I was
listeners,
looking around the room
send
and
us
trying
the
to come up
stuff.
with
It's
something.
getting real dry up here.
If you could be a pirate,
Sahara.
what would your name be?
I don't know.
Rapey McGillicuddy. That was for Dale. That wasn't for myself.
Why was that for me?
Mm.
I don't know.
The heart wants what the heart wants, Dale.
I've had trouble coming up with pirate names because there's a series of 5 pirates that I want to sculpt, and I was trying to think of names for them. I was like, I got nothing. I guess they don't all have
What
to
kind of
have,
pirates? like English privateers.
Pirates.
Well, there's pirates came from different areas, Dale. Don't be a fucking
Well,
jerk.
okay.
Caribbean pirates,
Okay, I'll get specific. I was thinking of doing one.
French pirates, Spanish pirates, English pirates.
Yeah, there you go.
They have fucking
American.
names, Dale.
American.
We didn't have any good pirates. They were English, basically.
Canadian. That'd be so nice.
Sorry.
Hey guys, I feel terrible. We're gonna have to take your loot.
Surrender the booty, eh? That was racist.
Was it? I don't think they're a race. Anyway. So what kind of pirates?
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Different cultures pirates?
18th century pirates. Like,
Because they all had regular names.
yeah. Well, I mean,
I feel like that's
something clever like
It went over there.
clever like Blackbeard or Dread Pirate Roberts. I can't think of anything like that. Those are cool ones.
I'll think of the names, Dale. I'm basically like the best at thinking of stuff.
Don't worry about it.
No, that's cool. I got it. It's all right. I've already undertaken the task.
Black Skull. That's kind of a cool name.
Yeah.
I got that from your Black Skull.
Oh. If you're listening to this and you have any good pirate names,
Get us on the Work in Progress podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall asleep.
Comments on everything. Sorry, I don't know why I did that.
I don't know.
I was trying to do that and hit the table. Hey guys, sorry again. We're gonna fucking quit. Last podcast ever. Rachel made food. Too much food, I'll say. And we all had to eat it because she made us do it.
that was a week ago.
A week ago, Rachel made food. And we're still full from that.
I am the
'Cause
official
Rachel's a
cook
damn
now.
monster.
Oh, I've deemed myself the official cook
Cookie.
because cookie.
Oh yeah, Cookie.
Because Tubbs and Dale do a lot for the podcast, and
Really nothing. Dale does lots of
you
podcasts.
manage the social media aspect. You're a social media manager, and I do jack and shit. So
Dude. Name dropper.
I'm the cookie.
Sorry.
There you go. There's a pirate named Jack. and
Cookie
Shit.
the pirate? Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jack.
Well,
and
alright, guys. This is a slow one, but you know what? Sometimes we're gonna have some slow ones when we have too much food and not enough energy drinks. These things happen in life. You can't explain them, but it's not your fault.
A little bit.
It's a little bit your fault.
I need to get used to this food thing because I have plans for future meals that are gonna be amazing.
Cool.
So tune in next week to find out what we eat.
Since I don't have a girlfriend, I'll cook for you guys.
Cool.
Well, I don't have a girlfriend either. I can cook for anybody.
I like cooking for people.
Oh, nice.
Well, not a lot of people.
Rachel likes cooking for people. Give her your comments on that.
I don't like new dishes.
Well, guys, we're leaving. We're all slightly tired. Party hard. We love you. You know who I'm talking about. You.
Sunday night slow jam.
Sunday Night Slow Jam. Here's another one from R. Kelly.
Okay.
And just hit us up on our social medias for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Don't need a good one.
Just if you're bored, don't know who to text, drop it.
Help us with
Drop a
topics.
message. Hit us in those DMs.
If you want to do a Q&A,
If you want to do an AMA, let us know. What?
nothing.
You don't want to do an AMA?
What the fuck is that?
Ask me anything?
Oh.
Rachel, get on the internet more often, dude.
I'm 38. I'm supposed to be old mentality.
How's that a fucking excuse?
Your
I don't know.
generation, well, I guess our generation.
Why do you have a fucking
Made the
iPhone
internet.
instead of a rotary phone?
Huh?
Why do you have an iPhone instead of a rotary phone? Yeah, it's not an excuse. So get your shit together. Anyway, internet. We're gonna get Rachel on some internet. You guys have a great day. Dale, stop this podcast.